Hey everybody, this is a real review with real family. This is me, my wife, my dog, my pig, my granddaughter, and our 2 parakeets. So we're going to do a 120-day review of the Ninja Cafe Luxe. Now we've been using Ninja products probably since they started coming out on the market. Excuse me, we got to let this one out, or she's going to bark and ruin the video. And the potbelly pig, yeah, she's sleeping over there. Real review by a real family. Okay, now what does that have to do with the coffee machine? Well, you're getting a real review, that's why. Okay, so this is how we did it. I kind of set up this coffee bar for my wife. I made it myself. I'm kind of proud of that. We got her shelf, we got her all her doodads. We do everything. Repeating this is where you add the water. We made it to where you could just come in the back here. There's a water level. We use reverse osmosis water. And I do that through a 5-gallon water dispenser, and I just fill this pitcher, and then we can easily fill the machine, and we're ready to go. So this is a warming area if you want it to be. We don't use the warming area because we drink our coffee right on. This is going to be the frother. This is going to be where the magic happens with the grinder, and then the coffee is going to come through there. And on a side note, we dump all our used coffee grounds on our roses. And as you can see, they're beautiful. We do it there too. So, boom. All right, now with me, you're gonna hear my wife in voice. We're on the last of our coffee grounds, so she doesn't like mixing the beans. So is this gonna be my cup or your cup?
Yours, and you
Okay.
can't mix the beans.
All right, let's go.
It's not that I don't like to, the machine doesn't allow you to.
Okay, we don't
So
want to
if
mix
you
beans.
switch beans, you just gotta clean out the grinder.
Okay, and these are all the tools that they give you?
For
now
yours,
that we're pros? Okay.
yeah, for yours.
So she makes 1 cup of coffee every single day, and then we make 4 cups every day on Saturday and 4 cups every day on Sunday. So that's the use that we're getting out of it. And so far, this thing has been flawless. It hasn't skipped a beat. What are you doing, ma'am? Let them know.
Turning it on.
Okay.
And I'm not making an espresso, that's what I make. I'm making you a drip coffee.
Okay.
So it tells me my ground. It says it recommends at 25, so that's what I have it on currently. And now we're going to push the start grind.
How have you liked your coffee machine?
I love it. It's amazing. No Starbucks, no Dutch Bros.
Einstein brother, I tell you what, this really does, it is the best cup of coffee I've ever had. Well, we don't want to say ever, but what we can put together.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to put it back in just because your coffee grounds don't always come out, and then it mixes in with mine, and yours is a coarser grind.
Okay.
See? Yours is pretty coarse.
All right.
Mine's a very fine grind. All right.
What do you think about this coffee bar, Miss Walker? Do you love it?
I love it.
Man, whoever did that made an amazing job. The way they did the trim.
I gave you a good picture to do. You
Oh,
followed
wow.
it quite well. You followed your directions very well, Mr. Walker.
I think the only thing I did is I over-engineered it. I used too thick a wood, but that happens.
And then I use these little screens, little pucks, to keep the coffee grounds from getting all up in here and making a big old mess.
And I'll be honest, I have not touched this machine one time. She always makes the coffee because I'm a slob.
All right.
So
So we're going to put a little bit of your, I got to get the pump going because I just filled it. This is your coffee syrup.
And look, we're not fancy. This is just Torani's vanilla. I think that one there is that the same thing?
Probably. It's just caramel.
We just had to buy the bottle to put it in another bottle. Does that make sense? That's what women do, I guess.
So it's in a pump. I don't have to
Yeah, we
open
had
it.
a
And it's
pourer,
pretty.
which would have been pretty easy, but okay. We had
It's
to
not
make it look
pretty.
nice.
Who wants plastic up on their
Okay.
bar? Like for the
Aesthetically, this is more pleasing. Okay, back to the machine.
Yeah, because it's my machine. It's about me. All right. So I would do the cold froth on mine, but I'm going to do, you can do a high froth. It's warm. It's steamed. You can do a medium or a small froth, but we're going to give Walker a large froth.
Okay. And what'd you pour in there? Just
Half and half.
half and half in this?
Yeah.
Okay. Why isn't it doing anything?
You can use, because it's thinking.
Oh, it's got to think.
It's in the process of going. You could use heavy whipping cream.
How long is that going to go for?
I don't know how long. I don't count it.
Can you make the coffee while you're doing that?
I cannot.
Oh, it's one or the other, huh?
Do you see how the computer is working?
Oh, there you go, guys.
Use it 2 things at once.
Is that inconvenient?
Usually when I make mine, I have a process where I'm running around and I'm doing whatever in the meantime. This I would be filling, but because you're doing a video, I had it pre-filled. So I would start brewing your coffee and then do this. But your drip coffee takes a little longer than my espresso. It's kind of cool too because this little button here, it'll pop up and be orange. We'll see if it pops up in a little while, but it'll be orange and it'll let you know that it's time to dump this. Pull this reservoir out and you dump it.
That's just a catch? For coffee grounds?
No, well, yeah, coffee grounds, but water is in this whole little thing in the bottom.
Oh.
Pulls out.
That's really starting to froth. So we've been using Ninja products, like I said, since they've come out. In fact, I even saw this old book, so I got it out here. This is the old Ninja that we had. We love Ninja products. There was one, though, that seemed like kind of sucked that we had.
That was so you could do cold brew, supposedly, but it wasn't really cold brew. It was a coffee and a tea combination. So you had a basket if you wanted to brew tea. And then you had a different basket if you wanted to brew coffee. That one was not our favorite one. It didn't last very well and it started to leak. And otherwise, we've had machines forever. The original one we still have. It's out in the garage.
Yeah, since I started.
That's the very first one we ever had.
14 years plus.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, so this is my cup because we do a man-sized cup there.
So because this one fits under there, a lot of your Starbucks ones will not. So you need to make sure you have a coffee cup that will fit under there. And we're going to hit start brew because we already set it up. The machine already knows that we're using the large Luxe and they know we're doing a classic coffee. You can also set your ounces.
Now, a lot of you guys, I could speed this up and pause this, but I want to show you everything in real time so you can actually see how long this process takes. And at 7 minutes and 45 seconds, keep in mind we weren't starting coffee because I was showing you pigs and dogs and all other stuff. So not too bad. We can do this probably in under 5 minutes. Give you some real quick eye candy. All right, here we go.
You laugh too.
Have you had this thing overspill or does it make a mess?
I've never had it make a mess, except for when about a week ago my handle was not quite in there and I thought it was, so you want to make sure it grabs. And then the machine does vibrate a little, and when it did, I had these trays up on here with one of these cups because there's only one now. I used to have 2 of each. I heard this big crash. This whole handle came down on my cup and made a big old coffee mess. Otherwise, no. The flaw of the machine, no. The flaw of the coffee maker, yes.
Sorry.
The human coffee
This dog
maker.
is not going to shut up unless I let her in.
Look at that steam. I don't know if you can see it. Somebody said that they heard that the coffee machine doesn't make coffee very warm, but you can see that steam. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see steam coming out.
And even after she puts this froth on that's just sitting, it does good. So. Oh, and don't forget, when you do the froth, you have to buy these special spoons on Amazon. So be prepared to spend some more money.
No, that's not because of the froth. It's because I make espressos. I've got to mix my drink.
Yeah, you don't want a non-mixed drink.
The espresso is a super, super strong shot. They know that if they drink that. You have to mix it. Otherwise, you take a drink of that with your straw and all you have is a shot of coffee and it's kind of gross.
All right, guys, I tried to give her a kiss. She still wasn't shutting up, so I tried. All right, so when do you know when it's done? Because it looks like there's 4.
It'll beep and it'll stop doing that. Watch it. So almost finished. Why are you still talking?
I guess this is why there's a line at Starbucks.
If you want good coffee, you're gonna wait a minute. Otherwise, you can have your little cup of whatever.
And so mine is a classic coffee. And what's yours going to be?
Espresso.
Okay. And I don't need to add any more water because we still got plenty. So that's,
And
I don't know if you can see, but that's all the water mine used right there. So we still got a plenty big reservoir. So I do have more reverse osmosis water. Let's talk about that. So we do use reverse osmosis water, and that has minimized the calcium like immensely.
The cleanup of the machine too, even the ice machine, it's nice. Those chemicals aren't running through all your machines.
So we can't give you a review with regular tap water because we're kind of water snobs, but
our water's way too hard anyway. I wouldn't put that through my machines.
we live in Arizona, so we have really hard water. When I lived in Arvada, Colorado, we had great water.
Even Broomfield. We had
Broomfield,
great
Colorado,
water.
great water. But here, Kingman, Arizona, it's horrible. Okay. Just waiting for a beep. So what accessories did you buy with this? Because I see a bunch of stuff here. What's this black thing over here?
So that's my bin for coffee. It's the grounds. When I'm done, I take this handle when I pull it out, and you just tap it on that bar, especially for my espresso because it's so packed tight that the little discs just drop in there. I don't use it for your coffee grounds.
Okay.
All right, it's done.
All right. Well, let's mix it up. Let's see what we got.
You can't take this out when you have something underneath. I put this there just so coffee doesn't drip everywhere.
Because you have a $10,000 coffee bar.
10,000. Maybe 10,000 hours. That's funny.
This could have been made a lot cheaper, but you know, you cut twice, measure once.
All right. So you don't want this to drip. I did steam his coffee, so it did cook a little bit of the coffee onto the material here. So I wipe it off, but we still do a cleaning with that. So I switched around just a little bit. And just, let's do this the right way. Pour it into his coffee.
Wow.
And then you take this bad boy and you stick it back under there and you purge it. Cleans it.
And that'll take the water that's already back there and purge this out?
You want to clean all your pipes and lines in there so it doesn't get all dirty and clogged from the milk.
That's pretty clean.
I'm going to do a quick rinse with the thing and dry it.
And that's steaming, so that's hot water. They're running hot water through there.
It's done.
Okay. Boom. All right, let's see what happens now.
That's it. You're done.
That's good.
You want me to show the cleanup?
Yeah, we're going to do the cleanup and then we're going to make hers because hers is an espresso.
I guess I don't need to dry that then.
All right, so you just did a quick rinse down of the frother.
And then you just twist this. You don't ever want to push it too far either. You can break this mechanism up here. So you don't have to come way over. As you can see, I'm not even completely in the lock, but you can feel it with your handle. And the warmer the machine is, sometimes it's just easier to turn and twist. So see, it's all kept in there. See that steam? That's nice and hot.
And what are you just doing a trash
Well,
dump
I
on
gotta
it?
trash yours. I can't.
She doesn't dump mine on the
Because yours
plants.
isn't a disc. It's messy.
Okay, so we only use hers on the plants. And you're doing a quick rinse down of that disc.
I have to take your piece out and put my piece in.
All right, we're gonna do a piece
Don't
switch.
use the same piece because the machine again is computerized and it knows what you're sticking in there for size for your coffee grounds and how much coffee grounds, but then you're choosing what type of coffee you want.
So that's what you're not using anymore.
Right, it's the big one. It's
Okay.
the big Luxe.
And that was the screen you just rinsed off. All right. Little storage
Here's the
area.
tiny one. This is a double shot. This is the Luxe for my espresso. We're going to go ahead, and there's little teeth here. So you've got the bigger teeth and the small. That's how you know this goes in. You pop that in. I don't know what this piece is called technically, but you put this on.
Now, is yours going to be out of coffee grounds? Because I think mine
I
was the
hope
last
not.
of it.
We'll see. We shall see. It's a guessing game on that. So mine's a recommended 15, and sometimes it might be a different recommendation because it knows what coffee beans you have in here. This thing has a weight and it can computerize everything. I've had it where it makes me do a recommended 12. But again, my coffee beans are different.
So the right side is recommended, and then the left side is what you're actually doing.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit start grind. While that's happening, this is when I start pulling all my brewers. So over here filling the frother thing. See, I just finished pouring my milk. That just finished. I do put a little bit of powder in mine because I am watching my protein, so I do a vanilla powder, protein powder. So I'm going to stick it in there. Remember, I'm going to make mine cold. I don't want warm.
Okay, cold is going to have a little ice snowflake on it.
So this is what it looks like. Very, very fine grind. Then I take my tamper and I tamp it.
For those of us that don't know what tamping means, that just means you compress it.
Correct. It's just pressing my coffee grounds.
And that all comes with the machine?
Yes. So usually, because there's still a tiny bit of coffee on the top, I'll just kind of swirl
The
this.
tamper comes with it too?
It does. It all comes on the side here, and it all sits over here on the side. It's nice and neat. So this is what it looks like.
Wow, that's crisp.
I'm going to do the puck. Same thing. I'm going to stick it in the machine. Okay. And mine's different, so I'm going to put this back in.
Well, there's a lot of processes for this.
It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. Then I'm going to stick my cup under there. And I'm going to start my brew.
The one you didn't break.
Correct. Glad I didn't break that one. These are
That's why she can't have nice things.
That's why I can't have a nice husband either. Just kidding.
I'm still enjoying my coffee.
Better show that. It's all looking... I wish the
All right,
light was
better
a
show
little
it.
brighter. Probably should turn the light on so you can see better.
Boy, that's rich.
So it is. It's those caramel colors too.
That is rich. All right, we just got with our producer in our studio. Wow, that's it?
That's it. It's an espresso. That's a super, as I said, it's a super strong shot.
We will say, though, that between us drinking this, we do go through coffee beans, so expect that expense.
And this is also where I got the ice machine that he showed you, my Frigidaire gallery. Because I love this very small, yummy, hold on, I'll show you. Nugget ice. Love this stuff.
We have the GE Opal ice machine, and this Frigidaire one kicks its ass. Is there a model on that Frigidaire?
It's just the Frigidaire gallery.
Frigidaire gallery, that's just a side note.
Alright.
All right.
So again, I don't like my coffee to drip everywhere, so I just stick a little paper towel under it. I'm going to get all those yummy caramel flavors. Oh, somebody wants news over there.
Yeah, we got a granddaughter hungry. Sorry, real review, real people. We
I
can't,
let it sit there and finish dripping. Now see how it dripped all over? That's why I put something underneath. So I'm going to take this out. And this is where, see that steam? Nice and hot. It just drops your puck and your coffee ground. I'll show you the puck. It's kind of cool. It's literally a compressed, let me pull it out so you can see it. It's just a big old compressed puck. Pretty cool.
And then you can just break that on the plants.
After it's cooled down, I keep it in here and then I break them up and I go put it on my rose bush, my rose trees. I don't have bushes, I have trees, rose trees. They're so cool. All right, and then I just rinse those. But I'm not going to show you that process. That's boring. You don't need to see it. And I did not start this. I was running my mouth while I was showing you instead of doing my frother. Sorry, guys.
Well.
Well,
You've seen mine, so I'm going to pause this. All right. Through the magic of editing, we are back. Frothed up. Let's do this.
and then here's the coffee with the espresso just in the ice. Oh, I forgot to do this. Again, you don't want this to drip everywhere. And then of course you use, for an espresso, you use a lot more of your milk. Because it's very strong. So if I stuck that straw down in there and drank that, that would be quite powerful. And then you mix it. There's your caramel yummy coffee color.
Boomtown.
Voila.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys. Hope you enjoy it. See you till the next one.